Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this video we're going to be showcasing one particular Autobot in particular. His name is Cup. This has been another request from one of my viewers, Owen, so I hope he likes it. This is a little like some of the videos of the then and now I've done before, but obviously I've got 4 of the toys, so it's more of a then now. So the first 2 on the left are from the Generation 1 continuity of toys, and then the 2 on the right are from the Generations later re-releases. I'm going to spend a bit of time talking about each one, and then I'm going to transform them onto vehicle modes and show them in that way as well. So first guy on the left, 1986 release of Cup. I've done a video on him already. The most impressive sort of thing about this figure was just how sort of screen accurate he was, considering, you know, when he was made, say 1986, and instantly with this figure you can tell who he was and which character he's supposed to be. There he is with his musket laser rifle there. So moving along to the right hand side of him, this was the second version of him released under the Generation 1 continuity. This came out only a year later, and this was a Targetmaster. And in his hands he has his Targetmaster, who's called Recoil, and again I'll transform him and have him in robot mode when I've changed Cup. There's no real difference at all also between these two figures apart from the size of the holes in his hand, so that's just able to grab the normal laser, and they made it much wider to hold the Targetmaster, and they've also added another hole which you'll see in robot mode where you can mount the Targetmaster too. So that's the G1, as I say, version of the figure. I also mentioned in the other video that his name Cup was derived from the word sort of pickup truck, and also there's one thing I'd like to show that's quite amusing now, considering obviously how technology's moved on. On his chest plate there, on one of the stickers, on both of them of course, you'll see that there's some floppy disk holders. Obviously these were deemed to be very futuristic and in the future, and the irony of that is now that they're not even talked of. Okay, so we're going to move along to the Generations versions. The first one is where he's basically now known as Sergeant Cup. He's still Cup, obviously, still got the same colour scheme, and this came out in 2011, and it was part of Wave 6 of the first run of the Generations figure. And as I say, I'll be changing him into his pickup truck mode in a minute. And then the final one on the right hand side, this is the last version of him to be released officially by Hasbro at the moment and Takara, and it's the Titan's Return from 2017. And instead of being like a Targetmaster, which he was in G1 with his Targetmaster gun, they've now actually turned him into a headmaster, and his head transforms into a little robot called Flintlock, and I'll be showing you that in a second as well. So there's all 4 of the Cups in the robot mode. I'm going to now transform them into their alt modes, and we'll have a look at them like that. Okay, so I've transformed them now into their alternate modes, and again remember this is where the name Cup came from, the fact that it's like a pickup truck, and this is in the 80s what we thought that pickup trucks might look like in the future. As I say, there's its alternate mode, a futuristic pickup truck. So the Targetmaster version, I mentioned about the only difference in the mould being the hands, and on the back there's no hole there, but on the back there's the Targetmaster attached to the extra hole that had been moulded into there. I'll show you the Targetmaster and Headmaster partners in a second. There's the Generations Cup. There you are, you can clearly tell that that's obviously a pickup truck, and you can also change the gun to an exhaust, and I'll show you that in a second as well. And onto the more recent version of him, the Titan's Return one. There you can see as his head is now the pilot sitting inside, or driver obviously if it's just a pickup truck, and I've decided to angle the weapons out. So as I say, these are still very popular characters, very popular figures. This is their alternate modes. Bear with me 2 seconds and I'm just going to show you, as I say, the other ways that their gun stroke heads look as well. So this is the final part, as I say, just looking at what the accessories with Cup came. So there is his original Targetmaster, now out of gun mode into the robot, and as you can see, there he is transformed. I mentioned that in the car mode you could take the gun off the roof and you could have it like an exhaust. You can see at the back there it actually does look like an exhaust, but you can now clearly see at the bottom that the gun is attached there. And finally on the Titan's Master, there is the little Titan Master Flintlock. If we turn him around, there is Cup's head on the back as well. You can also double up his weapons together, double cannon, and you can actually put the Titanmasters in that as well. But this concludes our look at the Cup figures released through, as I say, the decades, obviously, because that's how long they've been out and how long they've been producing. Thanks very much for Owen for asking for this. Take care, and thanks very much.